Hey y'all, hey, happy Friday, friends. It's your girl, Coach Tuka, and I want to welcome you to my little corner of these YouTube streets where I pop out every single day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time to walk as many women as I can through the journey of losing weight and looking and also feeling the best that you possibly can. So if you are a woman who is not lazy, okay, you are ambitious, you are tired of looking in the mirror and wondering who is that lady looking back at you. Okay? You're in the right place. And my news, my thing that I want to share with you that it is possible to lose weight without doing all these really crazy things, without doing the wild and crazy things you see the people doing on the internet. How do I know? I'm so glad you asked. 5 years ago, I was 80 pounds heavier with no energy, and a whole bunch of chronic illnesses. Okay. You name it, I had it. Okay. Was worn out, frustrated, ready for change, but didn't know where to start. Wondering if I would ever get back to me. And with the grace of God and a whole lot of prayer, okay? A whole lot of prayer. I was able to find myself back to me. And now I get the opportunity to help busy women like you do the same without doing crazy things, okay? It's simpler than you think, all right? So if this sounds like a place you'd like to be and you're new here, I want you to make sure you subscribe and that you like this video. And then you also don't be selfish and share, all right? So I always have to give a disclaimer because multitasking is not my strong suit. And so what I do is I peek over there, hey, Miss Joyce, I peek over to the chat sometimes. And then I'd be like, okay, what was I in the middle of saying? It's like a little squirrel. So when I start teaching, okay, I'm looking at the chat now. But when I go back, if I don't seem like I'm looking at your answers in the chat, it's because I'm trying to get the word out. Because what happens is the word just go, because I was over there playing in the chat, okay? But I promise, I will always come back to the chat. So I love it when you guys talk to me in the chat. It makes this place more fun. Just don't think that I am ignoring you. Hey, Nicole, just don't think I'm ignoring you if I don't acknowledge your comment, okay? I'm telling you, if I would lose my train of thought in a New York minute. Okay, so let me get this out because I really want to talk about one of the biggest reasons why people get frustrated as they are trying to lose weight. So I'm doing a series right now, which will last from now, maybe the whole summer. I'm not sure. Okay, which will last from now until it ain't lasting no more. Okay, where I'm talking about the summer glow up. So the reason why I started talking about this because the weather's changing, things are warming up. Everybody wants to talk about the summer body they wanted to have, the summer goals, our plans start kicking up for the summer. We're gonna travel. We have all sorts of things. So it's a new season, and most of us like it here. We're coming out of the winter where everything is cold and boring and stiff to a time where the sun is shining and is looser, and we have more fun. The days are longer, and it's just a more fun time of year, right? And so everybody starts to think about what in this new summer. So most people want to lose weight. All right. And here's what I want to tell you: you cannot walk into this new season thinking the same way you did and it failed you the last season. Let me fix it. You can't walk into this new season thinking the same way that failed you last season. In short, you cannot lose weight this summer thinking the same way you did last summer. Okay? Because you know what? Last summer's thinking is what got you last summer's results. Okay? Last summer, you said, after my vacation, I'm going to do this right. Last summer, you said, I'm really, really busy. I don't have the time. Last summer, you said, I'm going to start Monday for real this time. Last summer, you said, just one more barbecue, okay? One more social gathering, and then I'm going to act right. And so, if you are thinking like that right now, today, May 2nd, 2025, okay, then we already know how the story ends. Why do we know? Because we already did this, okay? So, here's what I want to tell you: losing weight is not just about what you do, that's important. How you act and what you do is important, but it's about what you believe is possible for you right now. So if you believe or if you think it's too hard, I don't have time, it's taking too long, then you're going to move. You're going to take steps. You're going to act like somebody who does not expect to win, who is expecting to fail. You're going to eat like somebody who already losing. Okay. It's going to be sorry plates for you. Okay. You will quit like the person who doesn't think that it's worth it, that the effort is worth it. So that's the thinking that we had last summer that got us here. And that thinking has to stop. That is, if you're serious about really having a glow up. All right. So I want to give you some new ways of thinking this summer. Okay. So this summer, here's what I want you to think. I want you to think that I get better every single day, even when it's hard. I get better every single day, even when I make mistakes. All right. New summer thinking says I make time for my health, because I'm not going back to the things that got me here. I'm not going to go back to those things. Hey, LaJoy, I talked about this morning. One of my favorite gospel artists, Jonathan McReynolds, has a song called Make Room. And he says, I will make room. Like, I find space for what I treasure. And we all do. When something is super duper important to you, you figure out how to do that thing. You figure out how to do it. And if you don't really believe that it's going to happen, you know what you do? You find excuses to justify you doing what you want to do. All right? When it's important to you, you figure out how to do it. There are people in this world who can count on you more than you can count on you. Because for them, you find the time. How I know? I just did it. Listen, my daughter texted me out the blue. This is not on my agenda today. Talking about she don't like riding the bus. Can I please pick her up from school? Please pick me up. Please, anything. She was begging. Call her friend mama. Please let me ride with them. She just didn't want to ride the bus. And for a moment, I was about to say, girl, I don't have time. I'm trying to start the weekend. I got work that I need to finish. That's going to get in the way. It's about a 15-minute drive there. You got to wait in line about 10-15 minutes to get them, because you're going to be at the end of the car right in line. This 45 minutes of my time. What y'all think I did, though? I made room. I said, let me figure out what I could kind of move around. Maybe I could do some things on my way there. I can make some calls. Had a couple phone calls I need to make. I can make some calls on the way. I can multitask and batch this thing, right? I made room because it's important to me. And so what I'm saying to you is you got to become super duper important to you so that you create time to get healthy. Because if you don't, you're going back. Or you're going to be worse off than you started. I went and picked up Miss Joyce. For no reason in the world, okay? So I want you to understand that you create time. You make the room. There's never going to be a time in life that the world, all of your responsibilities, all of your obligations is going to say, you know what? We going to just pause. And we just going to slow down life so you can catch up. So you have to be able to figure out how to do the things you need to do to get the things you want, even while your life is happening. Now, is it true that there are seasons where we have more things going on? But you have to make it a non-negotiable and say, what I'm not going to do, regardless of season, is fail to take care of me. Because taking care of me is how all these other things get taken care of. Seriously. I'm going to tell y'all this. When I was on a coaching call once with Ro, and I wouldn't have said it to the people. But Ro said to the people, the lady had a million and one excuses. And Ro said, she said, I just don't know. I don't know why I can't. And Ro said, because you don't think you'll die. And I was like, ooh, we don't think we'll die. We don't think it's an emergency until it's an emergency. We think we got time until we don't have time. We really do. And so I'm just telling you that you have to create the time. There's something On your plate. Yes, Miss Joyce. When she said it, I was like, this ain't my program. I'm not the CEO over here. That was that was the whole truth. And Ro is known for giving you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help her God. But it's so true. We think we got time, and you don't. And so if you don't say, I'm going to insert right here, taking care of me. And so I'm going, you see what I'm saying? Because old you would say, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to go here, I got to do all these things. No, you have to take care of you so that you can do all of those things. And we think when we make the adjustment, we think like it's disruptive to everybody's life. People don't be caring. Okay. Guess what people do? They figure it out. You up and told yourself a story about they ain't gonna like you no more. They ain't gonna be your friend. Guess what? They figure out how to get through. They somehow they make it. All right. So you can take care of yourself and be there for your friends. Oh yeah, that's a whole truth. Oh man, y'all, I gotta get Ro on here one day to do one of these lives with me, so we can just talk about her. That's one. When she tell you, I'm looking at you, and you be like, I'm a picky eater, and Ro like, no, you're not, because I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. You're not. You just want what you want. That's what she say. You just want what you want. And that's all of us. So we have to have systems in place, which is why you have to be a good commander of your time. You have to be intentional about where your time goes. This is why you can't afford to give your time to anybody and anything because you only got so much of it. And you got to make sure in the time you got, with all the things you got going on in the season you're in, that you're able to take care of yourself while you do all these other things. And I'm telling you, it's possible. Life has not slowed down for me and is not going to slow down for you. All the responsibilities you got, guess what? Other things popping away. So when your kids are grown and gone, guess what? Other stuff going to slide in there. Okay? So you have to figure out how to do this and that. Not either or. Stop making yourself negotiable. It's a non-negotiable. All right? So your new summer thinking says I create time to take care of my health. Because if I don't, I'm going to be worse off than I was last summer. New summer says I don't wait for Monday. I start right now. All right? I don't wait for Monday. What does Monday mean? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's Monday. And we love a good, I know, I get it. I used to be a teacher. And my whole life before I was a teacher. New stuff, new seasons. Back to school. I always loved it because you're getting fresh pens, fresh notebooks, fresh heart. We love a good fresh start. We love a good do-over. All right. You don't get no do-overs for this life. You don't get no do-overs. So I'm going to tell you, like one of my good friends told me when I was God had gave me some instructions to do something, and I was taking my sweet time doing it. And she told me, she said, you are in the red on grace. You out of grace. How many more ways you want God to show you? How many more examples how many times did he say? Because he didn't gave you, he didn't come to you multiple ways and made it clear what you need to do. And you taking your baby sweet time doing it. God has revealed to you the plan of the enemies and asked you to partner with heaven. And you talking about we gonna wait. For what? That was an Irish mama. You need friends like this. You need these kind of people in your life. Okay? You need these kind of people. That was my good friend Tiffany Haynes. Okay? You need these sorts of people in your life. That's gonna tell you the truth. Okay? Tiffany said, you out of grace. You're in the red on grace, ma'am. Quit playing with God. So I deliver you that Tiffanyism. Okay? I love it. Miss Joyce. That's right. Miss Joyce said she got her 7-day health cleanse and she started yesterday. Because what we waiting for? The box is here. Let's get it. All right? So it's a new season, but with the same way of thinking. If you bring that same thinking into the new season, you're going to have the same struggle. If you keep thinking the same, you're going to struggle the same. The same stuff that tripped you up last year, going to hit you again this year. All right? Because here's what you can't do. You can't bring the excuses from last summer into your new summer body. All right. So I want you to know when I'm talking about glow up, I ain't talking about no outfit. All right. They don't come from new outfits. That's nice and everything too. But a glow up comes from new ways of thinking. And so today I want you to check yourself, like in a loving way, and say, self, y'all think when we get passionate, okay, we can get aggressive in this coaching space. When I'm trying to make a point, it gets aggressive. But I talk to myself in the same way. I'm like, well, girl, what's wrong? What you doing? You know, and Ro, well, guess what? Ro will take my very words and be like, oh, no, I took it because like you told the people. Okay. That's why I get on here every day. Okay. So I want you to check yourself with love and say, what are the ways of thinking? I love that Miss Joyce said, I got my box yesterday and I started. Okay. I just went on ahead and started. I don't care nothing about the weekend. I don't care nothing about what the people got planned. I mean business this time. Because somebody would have got that same box and say, you know what? This is going to be perfect. So I'm going to do the weekend. And then what they're going to do is eat all the stuff over the weekend, then do their cleanse and be like, I lost 5 pounds. Half of it was the crap you ate over the weekend. All right. You could have been way ahead. All right. So what ways of thinking do you still have that they can't come in summer 2025? All right. Not for the glow up you about to have. They can't come over here. What things do you believe that you say and you use? They sound good, but they don't serve you. Tell me in the comments what you're leaving behind this summer. Okay, because maybe you're leaving behind excuses. We got an excuse for everything. We always want to justify the reasons that we didn't do what we were supposed to do. And when we do that, we miss how good it feels to do what you told yourself you were going to do. So maybe you're leaving behind inconsistency. Maybe you're leaving behind self-sabotage. All right, you get a little results, and every time you get them, you have them for 2 baby seconds. And then you go do something wild, fall off into something you ain't got no business, and you're back where you started or halfway back. Maybe you're giving up waiting for motivation, waiting to feel like it. Whatever it is, we're going to call a thing. You got to tell yourself the truth. So you can tell yourself, enough of this. Enough of this. Enough is enough. All right? So I don't want you to talk crazy to yourself and tell yourself things like you know, I'm not smart, I'm lazy, I'm weak, something wrong with me. All right? I'm telling you that the change that needs to happen is you have to get stronger in your thinking. You need a new level of thinking, a level that matches where you are going. All right? Here's what I want to encourage you with. God already gave you all the equipment you need for transformation. He specializes in change. He specializes in your elevation. He specializes in redemption. He specializes in making it unrecognizable. He specializes in it. So he knew that you were going to be seeking a transformation. And he's giving you everything you need. He's just waiting on you to use it, to value it, to see if you're going to use it for him. I'm firmly convinced that when I thought I wanted to, y'all think I'm playing. I wanted to lose 50 pounds. I've been trying to tell the truth in here. I wanted to lose 50 pounds so I could be 14. Now, the wild part of my thinking was I was going to be 14, but I was going to wear a 2-piece. This is what I was thinking, wear a 2-piece. I was thinking about when I was 14 before I had kids, when things were still flatter, okay? That's what I thought. I lost 80 pounds. It was around, I'm telling you, it was around this time. The summer was coming. And I was like, I've done work. I think it's time, Tanisha. I went to all these stores because it's summertime. You know, you gotta get your new outfits and stuff. Tried on all the little bikinis. And I was in the mirror like, oh no, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable here. I'm extremely uncomfortable. So what I thought I wanted, God was like, girl, I'm not trying to help you do that. We're not on that. The Lord said it to me. We're not on that. Okay? But he specializes in you being transformed. Because when people see you transformed, they are encouraged. They want to know, how did you do that? Tell me more. All right? And he gets the glory. If you recognize that I only got it because he gave it to me. Okay? And when you recognize I only got it, it wasn't me. It was not me. I only wanted to lose 50 pounds. I told you. It wasn't me to help me lose 80 pounds. It was my father. I only got it because of him. Okay, so then you have to say, to God be the glory. See, some of us, I'm going to get off topic. Some of us want to glow up so people can praise us. Some of us want a glow up so that we can be praised. That's not the point. Today I was on, what call I was on? Let me get my bearings. I was on a coaching call today. And the young lady who was on the call with us, she was just, she was thanking us for all the work we do. And this lady said, it was so good, y'all. She said, outside of the birth of my 10 grandchildren, this has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. Now, how are we going to take credit for that? This lady said outside the birth of her 10 grandkids. We up there with the 10 grandkids. You think we did that? Immediately, I was like, to God be the glory. Because it ain't us. It's him in us that's blessing you. It ain't us. How dare I steal my Father's glory? So he wants you transformed. Because if you do it the way you're supposed to do, when people say, what are you doing, Miss Joyce? Nicole, what you doing? LaJoy, what you got going on? You're going to say, my Father, and then you're going to tell him what you did. Okay? So he's giving you everything you need. You already have, you ain't got to go get nothing else. Now, there's some things you have to strengthen, but you ain't got to go get nothing else. But you do have to stop thinking like that. Stop saying what your grandma and them said and your mama and them. Y'all love my mother. But when my mother was, I think about when my mother was my age, especially when I went to college. My mother had me when she was 20 years old. Tucker was still at the club at 20, okay? I was still in the club at 20, all right? We don't have the same things. So the way my mom sees the world, the perspective that she has sometimes, it was what was necessary for her to be a single mother in her 20s, because my parents divorced and my mom was 25 years old. And now you're raising 2 children. So what I look like getting married, and I had to teach myself this, what I look like getting a husband and being married and having I'm different. I'm no longer in my 20s. When I get my kids, I'm in the 30s. I'm different. I'm not trying to build a career. I'm in my career. Praise God, Nicole. I'm already in my career. So I was bringing some of that I learned from my mother that worked for her. When you're a single mother and you are all you got. My mama did a lot with a little. And we got raised. All right? But my life doesn't look like that. And thinking like that makes my husband feel like I don't need him. This independent woman talk. Oh, baby, I got it. I was doing good when I met you. Now I'll be doing good when you're gone. I'm going to be single before you know it. So I had to learn. You can't think like that anymore. You can't think like that anymore. And there's no reason for you to. There's no reason. So when it comes to losing weight, you got to test these things and say, okay, is this way of thinking, does it have me doing the same thing over again? Last time I tried it, did I get some like long results or did I get them and then all of a sudden they were kind of gone? Did I have it temporarily? Did that work? Did I get this information from somebody? So we take so much. People be like, "You supposed to do this. You supposed to do that." First of all, let me tell y'all what one of my mentors, Dr. Daniels, taught us. He said that you should have a board of directors for your life, and every time I go into a new phase in my life, I create a board of directors. Okay, when I took my son out of public school, I didn't just get an attitude with school when he was out that day. This was a long, yeah. Y'all prepare to be here for a minute. First of all, I was on a whole prayer situation for multiple days where I physically drove to the school and prayed before I ever made any decision. And God started dealing with me about how I want to run his business. I went there to pray on the school grounds that he would deal with these teachers, change them, make them do different things, okay? And in my prayer, my friend said, "Oh, that's how you know it's working." In my prayer, the Lord was like, "Oh, what about you, little Miss Olivia Pope?" Because I had right here, y'all, I'm not lying to y'all. Here's a stack of papers that I took to one of our meetings with my notes. This right here. This is how I would show up at the meetings. Sure would, because I used to be an educator. And I was like, if this was my classroom, I would do it like this. And the Lord started dealing with me. So then when I started thinking, okay, we're going to have to make some transitions, I created a homeschool board of directors, a group of people who are qualified to walk with me through this process. And I ain't talk about it with nobody else outside of my husband and his board of directors. Okay? I ain't gonna lie and be like, let me tell you one thing about these schools. Okay? Did not. And all of my strategy. Oh, I wish my son wouldn't have just left for basketball because we've been homeschooling about 3 months now. And it's been some days, okay? It's been some days. We both, sometimes he'd be like, can we pray? He'd be like, Mommy, can we pray? Okay? It's been some days. All right? And we've been tweaking and adjusting and praying, and we've been working on this thing together. And today, for the first time, if you ever been in public with me and my son's there and you say, how's homeschool? He gonna say, and if I say, you want to go back to your in-person school? He says, yes, I do. Today, my son looked at me. He hopped in the bed. We about to start the day. He said, I really love homeschool. He said, I don't even ever want to go back to that school anymore. You understand? So you have to be mindful. I'm just trying to get you to see, like, some of the ways we think come from the people that we choose to do life with. And we taking advice from people who have no fruit in their life, and you asking them, how can I get something that they don't have? It's like taking a marital advice from a single person. It's like taking money advice from somebody who don't have a significant cash flow and retention of their funds. Okay? I need to see fruit. So immediately I sat down. One of the first conversations I had with a friend, they've been homeschooling for a very long time. And their kids are doing amazing, and they got more than one. And they're doing it well. So I said, how are you making this happen? Because they're entrepreneurs. That was one of my thoughts. I'm an entrepreneur. So I work a lot from home. How can I do this and that? All right. I added my friend who's an amazing prayer partner. Okay. Who prayed for us. She gave me the specific prayers to pray. So you think my son saying that he loves homeschool? That's been in the prayer. That's been in the prayer. We've been praying that before we even pulled them out. We've been praying that. And so I'm just saying, you got to create almost like if weight loss is what you want to do, if this is what, and you do this for every area of your life. So if you say, listen, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthier, then you need to create a board of directors. And your first criteria is, first of all, did God send them to me? Okay, because God works through people. So you want the people he sends to you. All right. Then you want to know, do I see fruit in their life? Do I see evidence that they walking like they talking, they do what they say they're going to do? What they said they were going to do? Did I see them do this? Are they a good fit? And are they willing to guide me? Are they willing to? Because you don't want nobody on the board of directors that want to be there. You understand what I'm saying? But that requires us to do things like give an account. And a lot of us don't like that. A lot of us don't want, we grown, don't get in my business. Don't you worry about me. I'm going to see a man about a mule. Mind your business. We so secretive and private. And I do believe there are rooms that you should be private. But there are rooms that you're absolutely in, people that you're absolutely around so that they can pour into you in an area you can never pour into yourself. Do you understand that what was possible for me, I did not see it. Ro was the one that said, don't you limit God, Tanisha. With 50 pounds, we're not doing it. You got to get in places where people believe bigger than you. And guess what happens when you do? You catch it. It's contagious. You can't help but catch it. I remember being in the Breathe University community, and that was the first place where I learned to adjust my words. Because, you know, words just come out of our mouth. We don't really think about it, what we're saying and what we're creating. And in BU on the calls, when you would say like, I'm going to try to, they be somebody coming off mute, they would break their necks getting off of the mute. You going what? You going to try, you going to do, you going to, they would get on you. No, they didn't take no excuses. You're going to take accountability for what you did and did not do. And it made us better. It made us better. Just from being in the room with people who would nip it as soon as we not talking right. Because they understood you'll have whatever you say. So if you say, I'm an emotional eater, guess what? That's exactly right. If you say, I always lose weight and gain it back, that's exactly right. Because you're going to have whatever you say. You're going to have what you say. So I want you to get you a weight loss board of directors. And that's if you're tired, okay? And they ain't got to be CEO of nothing. But they do have to be people whose walk and talk line up. They don't do one thing, say one thing and do another. So if you're ready to really lose weight, and I'm talking about the physical weight, I'm talking about spiritual, mentally, emotionally, all the weights in our life, I need you to come join me in the free community, all right? Because over there, we are like, we are supporting each other. And the goal is for you to be healed, whole, and disciplined, okay? And disciplined, all right? So I love you to life. I'm turning to the chat so I can see, baby, who ready to turn up this summer with a real glow up? I'm telling you. I ate more vegetables than in April than I ate in a long time. And my skin is like, yes, you did, okay? I'm trying to go into the summer. What foundation? You know what I'm saying? What Instagram filter? So if you with me, say I'm with you in the chat. All right. Praise God. Nicole said that God led her to me and Coach Tucker and Coach Rowe. I agree. I agree. People tell us all the time, they be like, the lady just kept showing up. Okay, come on, LaJoy. All right. This is why God told me you better get two coaches. Come on, Joyce. You sure right. I'm telling you, that's it. One for your mental and one for your health. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, I don't foresee a time in my life I'm never gonna have a coach. I just don't know everything. So there's no season in my life that I'm not being coached by somebody. Okay. Take your time. Tanisha said, take your time. Y'all don't understand though. That whole homeschool situation, that wasn't even in my notes for today. But I'm just telling you, this is why it's important. I knew before my son knew. And that's why I didn't take it personal today. He said, this is why I don't like your school. He said, this is why I don't like your school. And I said, but guess what? But it is our school. Okay. So you don't like our school. Okay. And I knew it was a matter of time. All right. I know a God that will wipe off the residue of what you think you love that is no good for you. And I'm not saying school ain't good. I'm just saying that my son is genius in a way that school doesn't appreciate. Okay. My son around here, baby, making games and he got business ideas and all these things, and we still get our academics done. And if you want to get up, literally, when I see him looking like he about to not be tapped in, baby, let's go for a walk. He needs to move. He was built to move. He was built to move. Okay. LaJoy says she had good results, then she fell off when emotional challenges came up. So you try harder not to eat when you're sad. This is so good, LaJoy. So LaJoy, sadness. So first thing you have to do is recognize that sadness is just an emotion, it's temporary, and we all experience it, right? So you have to have these strategies in place before the moment happens. So that starts with, I want to recommend this to you, LaJoy. I'm probably already told you one time before, but I want you to use this app that I use. I don't get nothing from telling you this. I ain't got no affiliate link or nothing. It's called How We Feel. All right. And the reason why I like this app is because it asks you periodically throughout the day, how do you feel? And it gives you options like high, unpleasant, low energy, unpleasant, high energy, pleasant, high energy, pleasant, low energy. So throughout the day, you're noting how you feel. At the end of the week, it gives you like a little report that shows. And what I found is that overall, for the most part, even when I have some sad moments, there are really great moments in between it, because it also asks you like, what's making you feel this way? So you can look and see like over the course of the week, it's not that many. All right. The next thing I want you to see your emotions as, here's how I want you to now view emotions. Emotions are just signs or symbols or notifications, if you will, of something that needs to be addressed. That's it. So there's nothing wrong with experiencing it, but it's like a notification that there's an area in your life that needs your attention, is all it is. So when we do things like eat to make ourselves more comfortable, we never deal with what is causing the emotion. And the emotion is saying it's like a smoke detector going off in your house. You know how people had a smoke detector blinking forever. It's just a notification that something needs your attention. All right. So eating to comfort the feelings never allow you to sit in the discomfort. And we really don't like to be uncomfortable, but discomfort is required to grow. Okay. It's required. So I would encourage you, if you got to cry, baby, cry. If you sad, tell your father you sad. Write it down, whatever works for you. Get it out. It's okay. Once you come to your, like when you come back to your awareness, though, now what can I do about it? How did I get here? Is there anything that I could address to change something about where I am? Let's get busy. All right. So let's get busy moving out of the discomfort, because what God does is when you start to trust Him in the movement, He shows you what to do next. He shows you what to do next. The icon is a little icon, a little you see that little heart check situation. I love that. Nicole said this first time she found something she was committed to. So I want you, the next time you're sad, even when you angry, okay, I'm gonna give you an example, because I had these moments. Okay, I'm telling you, I love the Lord, and He's done a lot in my life. He has changed me, but it's stuff He's still working on with your girl. Okay, so today I was at my daughter's school. And what happens is, if you're not there by like 3:30, they start to walk the children to the front of the school. And as children see their parents, they hop in the car. So that means the line doesn't quite move as much. And you're holding up the line. And so to get out of the line, you have to kind of turn and go into the way of traffic. I hope that makes sense. So like, I'm gonna be sitting here forever because these people's kids haven't shown up and they're not moving. They're waiting for their kid to get to them because they can't move anymore because the kids are coming our way. And so you turn to get out of the line to go out of the parking lot. And as I was turning to get out of the parking lot, there was a person who was like cutting me off. You know, like they were like running up on me. And I'm like, and I don't know, in my spirit, as I turned the curb and I was behind them, my flesh wanted to be like real close up on them. Like, let me get my lick back or something. And Holy Spirit was like, girl, you ain't got time for the peace disruption. You see what I'm saying? That's because now I have like strategies that bring me, because my old self would have honked the horn, but you almost hit me. Okay? Because I was bothered. Like, baby, we all going to the same crossing guard that don't let us out fast, no way. Okay? You're going to get out of one car faster than me. But I have learned to be on guard for moments in the day where the enemy wants to steal my peace. And that was one today. All right? So you have to start to create the strategy before. Because once I was cut off, there's not strategy creation time because the flesh too loud. The natural part of you is too loud. So LaJoy, the natural part of you is like, man, I'm sad. Give me some cookies. They always make me smile. That's the natural inclination. So what's the strategy? I'll give you one that I do. I do this. I'll give you two things that I do to kind of fix my life. Okay. So one thing I do is, this is if I've eaten something and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have had that. Okay. First thing I do is drink some water. That's the first thing I do. Give me some water. First thing. All right. It's just like a reset to like, okay, catch myself. It's like a trigger action that I've done to be like, fix your life. Okay. Next thing you do is go for a little walk, just 10 minutes. But it ain't an exercise walk. It ain't like I'm torturing myself walk or a punishment walk. It's just space in God's environment to talk to Him. All right. So I immediately change, because one of my success secrets has been maintaining just an understanding of my environment. So I just shift rooms. I just move to a new space, one that's lighter, that has things that God created, right? And I can just talk to Him. All right. There was a time when people made me mad, I would pick up the phone. Girl, let me tell you what so-and-so did. And now it's like, let me go to my word. Or let me go for a walk. Or let me take a nap. Okay. I'm just saying, so what's the strategy? So you have to say it now. The next time I'm sad, I will do this. And then you got to remember it. All right. So immediately, and you know what it feels like. I know what it feels like when that but so here's the issue too, because there's a root. So you have to also know, like, what's the root of it? All right. So the root of it for me is I was raised in a single family where survival is the name of the game. So when we out here surviving, what you're not gonna do is play with me. Okay. And so I've had to learn, you can think you playing with me all you want. My father got it. I don't get to worry about that. Very good, LaJoy. My father got it. I ain't got to worry about who trying to play with me. Because you can't play with him. Okay? He got it. I don't got to fight no battles like that. I don't got to do that. I'm free of it. Never really did, but just was immature in the faith and didn't know it. All right. So LaDre says she's going to pray and go for a walk. Let's see how that works and if it helps things. The same with anger. Anger, is it a conversation that what you're mad about? What are you really mad about? So I noticed that there are certain things that can like get under my skin. Usually the root of it is something tied to like feeling disrespected. All right. Feeling wrong or not considered. All right. And then if I'm feeling disrespected, I'll just remember what Jesus went through. I ain't been disrespected like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to have this, think about these things when you are not in need of the strategy, and it will come, and then you practice it and it will become natural to you. Because there was a time where honking my horn and turning my neck at people was natural for me. But now it's like, baby, I'm going to just let you go because you obviously busy. You got somewhere to go. Okay, go ahead and go then. Since you want to run over people, go ahead. Okay, just go on. We going the same way. Okay. So, all right. I hope that helps somebody today. Listen, y'all, this is the weekend. I want you to stay committed to what you said you would do. This week, I'm on all raw fruits, veggies, and water, even though it's the 2nd of May and it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Okay. So spend some time this weekend making sure that you make time for you. If your week next week ain't already planned out, go on plan that thing out now. Yeah, Joyce. God had to deal with me on the disrespect. I'm like, God, get him. Get him. Okay? So listen, enjoy your weekend. Don't go bananas, okay? I'm saying stay on whatever you were on. All right? We on a mission here. We on a mission. I absolutely love y'all to life. I thank y'all for coming here every day to hang out with me. I was doing a series every day at 9:00. I'm trying to see, am I doing it on the weekend? I'm here every day at 4. Then I start going live at 9. Am I doing it on Saturday? I don't really know. Come on, Joyce. We all raw. Come on, raw team. I'm telling you. So we'll be to the 7th. All right. So I love y'all to life, and I will see you guys tomorrow, either at 9 or 4. I gotta ask the Lord. Listen, LaJoy, I don't know. I was walking yesterday. It was the 1st of the month, and I was just thinking about how people need encouragement. I'm naturally encouraging. It's literally one of my gifts. And I was like, you should just get on and encourage people. I already know people are also trying to like press their way through, and they may not feel like it. And what really made me go live was I was thinking about how I used to wake up and say things like, I'm tired, or, I don't feel well today. I don't feel like doing this. And I would start the day defeated. So I'm going to go live and talk about that. Holy Spirit said do it every day. Did Holy Spirit mean every weekday though? Tomorrow at 9. I can't do it at 9. I'm going to the gym at 9 tomorrow. Very good. Yeah, it's the thoughts. It's all about the way you think. And if you are watching, talking to, or listening to certain things, it's going to be very hard for you to change your thought life. So it has like, there are shows, like I'm going to tell y'all, I used to watch this show called Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because it made me I taught history, okay? With reality TV shows, okay? Because my kids liked it when I made history salacious, okay? And I'd be like, it would be like, and they got it, okay? They got what I was teaching. And the Holy Spirit was like, girl, you cannot, it's a lot of fighting on here, a lot of cursing, some witchcrafty looking things happening on here. You should not watch this. So I don't watch it anymore. Right. And so that was years ago when I was a teacher when I worked in a very urban school district. Okay. It's been almost 10 years, but still. It helped me teach well. Okay. So I'm just saying, you've got to you've got to get around people who think different. So if you don't have anybody in your physical space, this is why you got to come here for like podcasts, YouTube videos, sermons, read the word. Like you have to get away from like things that make you think negatively and that plant seeds of just like defeat, right? That don't help you feel like you're winning. So anyway, yeah, it's our mindset. All right. And we talking about that. Sunday will be my last day talking about this, and I'm going on to something else. All right. So I love you out of life. Everybody have an amazing weekend, and I will see you tomorrow in the same place and at the same time. Have a good one.